Yeah, I think very frustrated. I think the fans go home frustrated as well, and rightly so. We start the game great. Nice and bright, quick free kick. Simon Heslop, great touch, and fires the ball in the bottom corner. You think this is a good start, and there was nothing in the game first half. You were quite comfortable. Didn't look like we were going to concede, and just so disappointed in the manner that we did concede. I pride ourselves on the work we do. About you all have individual people to mark. You all have the names, the numbers, and it's down to then take responsibility. And as I say, we didn't do that well enough for once in the game, and we got caught out, and it only takes the once.
We'll come on to their goal in a second. You talked about starting off on the front foot. It was clear to us that every time you had a free kick, you had a throw, and you were keen to get it taken as quickly as possible. That was clearly something you'd earmarked. Yeah,
we worked all about the tempo. We wanted to try and get the crowd lifted, and I thought, there's 2 or 3 times where we took a quick corner. The final ball wasn't good enough. There was a little bit of play down the left-hand side, where I think it was Connolly or Morkay. The final ball wasn't good enough, but we opened them up 2 or 3 times, and the final ball let us down for a change. So we had quite good momentum going first half. We needed the second goal before they scored, and with that bit of quick play and people being bright and brave in the ball, we did that, but we didn't finish them off.
Yeah, the goal you conceded. We know you've got a defensive coach, and he seems to come in for quite a lot of stick on the radio and elsewhere because you've got a defensive coach, and they see goals like that conceded. But that's just a case of people not doing their jobs. You could coach them all week long. You're not telling them to turn off like that from a free kick, are you?
Yeah, listen, the simple as Hamza lost his man and his man scored. That was his man. I can't say that when he goes in that box there, I can't say, well, this is your man now. Remember, I've told you that before. I'm not being sarcastic. If you don't do your job right, you get punished. And Hamza didn't do his job right, and again, he gets punished. And you shouldn't have to go in half time and raise the roof, because second half the boy never got a free header. But we now at 1-1. And that's a mentality thing again. You've got to live and die in the box, in both boxes, and you can't afford to make one error, because you do get punished.
It was such a simple goal as well, because he could see the free kick all the way along, Tom Allen, couldn't he? And just placed it on his head, and he just a free header.
Yeah,
it's so frustrating for you.
It's frustrating because you win the game 1-0, and so you should. They had one chance, and again, just by a lack of concentration, a lack of discipline, not doing the job. Listen, you can't blame coaches, you can't blame managers. You've got, again, I'm not throwing players under the bus, but it's about taking responsibility. I have to take responsibility for decisions I make, and if I make mistakes, I hold my hand up. As the player did, he did hold his hand up, and Hamza. But at the end of the day, I think it's important that we're not becoming a blame culture here. We all in this together. I lead from the top, and if I've done wrong, I'll hold my hand up. But equally, we've got to make sure that we sort of keep the focus. We've gained a place. Results have gone well for us as well. It even makes it more frustrating because we could have, had a 7-point lead from their 8th position. Connolly had a great charge towards the end. Busted back then. Louis Armand came on. I thought did very very well. Had a great chance. We had 2 or 3 great chances where you could have, put the game away.
And defensively, while we're talking about the defence, you limited them to hardly any chances the whole game. I only remember one of the saves that Adam Bartlett had to make the whole afternoon. Yeah,
and I think that's what's frustrating. I think, listen, there's no question about it. You're going to miss John Parkin. He's such a focal point, and I think given a chance in the box, and I think Alex Kempster will do well off a big target man. I think that it's come from a level of football to that, and I thought he held his horn. He shot some great glimpses first half, and he tired and fatigued. But I think he's something to work with, and I think there's lots of positives. As much as we are disappointed we dropped 2 points.
Ultimately though, you would like your team to play a little bit better than what it did in that second half and create more opportunities.
Yeah, 100%. We want to play better. There's nobody wants them to get down and past as much as me and play with a desire, but yes, I do. They've got to play better than that to keep progressing.
How hard, how easy was it to name just the one change at the start of this game after what happened last week at Curzon?
Well, you could have made 4 changes, could have made 5 changes. But then you look at the reflection of the Salford game when, they don't become a bad team overnight. It's important that we didn't lose today as well, a defeat back-to-back. So, as you said, I think you've got to put trust in players, and as I said to you, if it was to continue, then yeah, you've got issues, but there's no real concerns apart from the one major mistake that cost us 2 points.
And Kemp did play the whole 90 minutes. What do you make of his first full debut, shall we say?
Yeah, it's a big step up. It's, the occasion, everything that goes with it. He's come from sort of 4 leagues below where we are as level of football played. I thought he shot some great glimpses in the first half. Very young, Gainley, not quite sure whether you've got him, and he gets away, and he's shot some good touches. It's a shame someone didn't drop from the box because he scores goals. He's proven he's training this week, and what he's given us a little bit we've seen, and I think the kid will come and do very, very well. He's come with a lot of confidence. He wants to prove to people that he can play at this level. And you know, as I said to you, I think, you know, it's a great signing for this time of the season, and hopefully, you know, we get John back, and it'll just take the burden off him having to sort of do the physical side of things so much as well.
Yeah, he doesn't look out of his depth. You say 4 leagues difference. You wouldn't guess just by looking at him.
No, as I say, he's something to work with. His fitness levels are good. You know, he got a whack there later on. I'm thinking he's going to sort of show some toughness, and he did, and he got back on his feet, which, you know, that's what football's about. But we've got to, you know, get ready now for Kidderminster. You know, I know they got beat today, and we've got to go down there. You know, they're very much of a footballing team, and we've got to get very physical, very confrontational with them, and limit them to the style of play that they want to play as well.
Yeah, they lost the last 2, so they lost to Harrogate as well in the last week in their last home game. Before that, I think they were unbeaten in 18-19 games, stretching back 3 or 4 months. So, yeah, if you get there and you get in their faces, there's nothing to say you can't pick up all 3 points next week.
Yeah, I think we've seen this season that the twice we've played them, you know, they have a style of play that's very attractive, and we've got to make sure that we sort of nullify that as much as we can throughout the game to sort of stamp our authority on them, and build on the point we gained today.
One more question about today's game. There were a couple of people hobbling around at the end. Johnny Byrne took a bit of a knock. Is everyone all right, do you think?
Yeah, fine. Listen, you know, they should be getting knocks at this level if they're doing the jobs right, putting the body in there, and you got a few whacks. So yeah, you know, going into next week we'll be fine.
Very well. Good luck next week.
Thanks,
Cheers. Thank you to Martin.